Okay, dude. So this video is going to be, firstly, it is going to be on this sum number 4, which you haven't been able to do from GST. So this is a very easy sum. Yes. So first let's note down the details which is given about the sum. Number one, there are three people involved in this. First is the wholesaler, then it is the shopkeeper, and then it is the consumer. Yes. So consumer, the name is not mentioned over here, yes, but the third person over here is the consumer. So what is said that the marked price of an article is 7500. So MP is equal to 7500. Yes, and the shopkeeper buys the article from the wholesaler at some discount and sells it to the consumer at the marked price. Okay, so the sales are intrastate and GST is 12%. The shopkeeper pays tax. Find the amount of discount and the price inclusive of tax of the article which the shopkeeper paid to the wholesaler. Okay, so this is what is there in the sum I'm making you understand. First of all, they have given that the marked price of an article is 7500. Yes, and the wholesaler, I'm writing it as W, sells it to the shopkeeper, which I'm writing it as S. So wholesaler doesn't sell it at the marked price. Wholesaler sells it at a discount. Okay, and the entire problem in this sum is that, yes, that discount is not given. Yes, so let me write it down again, that MP is equal to 7500. Yes, and discount you don't know. Yes, so discount, what will you take it as? You will take it as X. Yes, so what will your SP become then? Your SP will become 7500 minus X. Yes or no? Your MP is 7500 and the shopkeeper and the wholesaler says that I am going to give you a discount of rupees 200. Then what does your selling price become? Your selling price, wait dude, 1 minute. This is, yeah, your selling price becomes, wait. Okay, so your selling price becomes 7500 minus 200, which is the discount. Yes, so it is 7300. Yes, but in this case you don't know the discount. In this case you have taken the discount to be X, so your SP will be what? 7500 minus X. Yes or no? Yes, so this is what I have used to solve the sum. So again, so there are three people involved in this transaction. There are three people involved in this transaction: wholesaler, shopkeeper, consumer. We will first break down the first level of the transaction, which is wholesaler to shopkeeper. Yes or no? The marked price is 7500, discount is X, so SP will be 7500 minus X. Yes or no? Now GST will be calculated on the selling price. Yes, selling price is 7500 minus X. Yes, so what will the CGST be? GST rate was 12%. It was mentioned in the sum. Yes, so CGST will be what? 6 by 100 into 7500 minus X, and I'm going to leave it like this. SGST will be what? 6 by 100 into 7500 minus X. Yes, and now that's it. So now we move on to the next level of the transaction, which is from shopkeeper to consumer. Yes, shopkeeper to consumer. Now it was mentioned in the sum that the shopkeeper sells it to the consumer at the marked price. Okay, so SP is 7500 because 7500 is the marked price. Yes or no? Yes, so CGST will be what? CGST will be 6 by 100 into 7, it will be 7500. I've just written 750 by mistake. In both these places it will be 7500. Okay, so CGST for the consumer turns out to be 450. SGST also turns out to be 450. Okay, so now imagine if it would have been a normal sum. If it would have been the normal sum and I ask you that how much SGST does the shopkeeper pay? Yes, imagine if it would have been a normal sum and I ask you that how much SGST does the shopkeeper pay. So suppose the SGST in this case is 300. Yes, instead of this whole thing which involves X and all, just forget about it and think that the SGST which the shopkeeper pays is 300 and the SGST which the shopkeeper receives you already know is 450. Okay, so and the question comes in the sum that what is the SGST paid by the shopkeeper. Yes, so how will you find out the SGST paid by the shopkeeper? You will subtract both of this 450 and 300, the one which he gives minus the one which he receives. Yes or no? So you would have done 450 minus 300, which is 150. So the shopkeeper pays 150 rupees SGST to the state government. Yes or no? Yes. In this, how we find out the SGST which the shopkeeper pays? You will subtract this 450 minus 6 by 100 into 7500 minus x. Yes or no? And that is what I have done. That is what I have done. 450 minus 6 by 100 into 7500 minus x is equal to 90. Why do I write it as 90? Because it is already given in the sum that if the shopkeeper pays rupees 90 as tax to the state government, okay, means this minus this is equal to 90. Yes or no? Means this 450 minus 6 by 100 into 7500 minus x is equal to 90, which is what I have written over here. Yes, and after that it is just normal solving. Yes, where you get that x is equal to 50, after solving which you get that x is equal to 1500. Okay, so in case you have any difficulty in solving, it is solved over here only. Yes, you can see and copy it down. Okay, and then now we move on to heights and distances, where we will start from number 20 today. Yes, last day I did from sum number 1 to 5 of this exercise. You are supposed to do number 6 as well. Number 6 is as easy as number 5 and number 4 and number 3, so you don't need to think about that. Yes, so we will do number 21. Sorry, we will start from number 20 today. Yes, so follow the language. So heights and distances is all about following the language, making your diagram, and that's it. More than 80% of the sum is solved when you make the diagram. Yes, rest you just have to write. So let's read what is there over here. A man observes the angle of elevation of the top of a building to be 30 degrees. So this is a building. A man is standing over here. Yes, he observes that top of the building, the angle which he makes is 30 degree. Okay, he walks toward it in a horizontal line through its base. On covering 60 meter, the angle of elevation changes to 60 degree. Now what does this mean? I again draw. So read this sum properly before understanding the explanation. Okay, so okay, let me draw it on the board rather than drawing it over here. Yes, so man is standing over here. There's a building over here. Yes, and the angle of elevation is 30 degree. No problem in this. Yes or no? No problem in this. Now what is said after that in the sum? After that, what is mentioned in the sum is that on covering 60 meter, the angle of elevation changes to 60 degree. Okay, so on covering 60 meter means what? Now this man starts moving forward. Okay, he starts moving forward and he covers, reaches up till here. Yes, and now his angle of elevation is 60 degree. And how much has he covered? He has covered 60 meter. Yes or no? He has covered 60 meters, so I will write 60. So this portion, so now I will mark A, B, C, D. BC is 60. Why? Because he covers 60 degree. I hope that you have understood. And now we are going to, what have they asked? They have asked find the height of the building correct to the nearest meter. Okay, correct to the nearest meter means the answer is going to come in decimals and you are finding it correct to the nearest meter. Okay, so and they are asking you the height of this building, yes, which we will take as x. Okay, so now let's move on to the actual solution. So the same diagram is drawn over here. Okay, so the same diagram which I explained you just now is drawn over here, where a man is standing at point B, yes, staring at a building, yes, and he makes an angle of 30 degree with the top of the building. Then he decides to move 60 meter forward, yes, and now the angle which he makes is 60 degree, yes. So this is the diagram which we have drawn. And one thing which I wanted to say before starting to explain the sum is that you will have many sums in the exercise which are like this, where a man is standing at this point, and then he decides to move at this point, so as a result the angle of elevation changes, yes. Or maybe the man is standing at this point and he decides to move backward, yes, and as a result the angle of elevation changes, yes. Or maybe it can be with regard to a bus is over here, yes, and then after moving it comes over here, so the angle of elevation changes, yes. So these are the things which you will get. You have many sums in the exercise which is regarding this topic only, this type only, yes. And everywhere you are going to do the same thing only. What is that same thing which you are going to do? The same thing which you are going to do is that you are going to write it as BD, which is this. You are supposed to find out the height of the building, yes. You are supposed to find out the height of the building, and everywhere it will be like this. It will be either to find out the height of the building or to find out the height of the tower, yes. Everywhere it will be like this, yes. But your equation won't have the tower. What your equation will have is these two things over here, yes. BC is these two things over here, which are BC and BD. So you know what is BD minus BC. Look at the diagram properly and tell me what is BD minus BC. BD minus BC is equal to 60. Yes or no? Yes. BD minus BC is equal to 60 means this whole thing which is BD minus, sorry, it is the what I wrote just now is wrong. It is not the BD minus BC, it is BD minus DC is equal to 60. Okay, it is BD minus DC is equal to 60. Yes or no? BD, this whole thing, minus DC, which is just this thing, that is equal to 60 only, yes, because the man decides to move 60 meter forward, yes. So you are going to apply this concept, yes, and get to the height of the building. How will you get to the height of the building? That I am going to teach you just now, yes. But in each and every sum which is of this type, where the man moves forward or the bus moves forward or the ship moves forward and the angle of elevation changes, you are going to apply this and nothing else, yes. Otherwise the process is going to be very complicated. Okay, so now you have the, let's look at this first triangle, yes. Angle of elevation is 60 degree. I don't know the height of the building, which is AD. I don't know what it is. I have just taken it as X. And this DC also I don't know, because it hasn't been given in the sum. But still I write tan 60 degree is equal to AD by DC, because tan is perpendicular by base, yes. So I write that tan 60 degree is equal to AD by DC, yes. AD I know is X, so I write X over here. Okay, so before that, tan 60 degree I know is root 3, so I write root 3 over there. AD I know is X, so I write X over here, yes. And DC I don't know, so I write down DC only over here, yes. Now let me find out what is DC. So after cross multiplying, I get DC is equal to X by root 3, yes. So what I said before this is that you need to express it in the form that BD minus DC is equal to 60, yes. So I have got my DC. I have got that X DC is equal to X by root 3, yes or no. Now I need to find out BD, yes or no. So now we will take this whole triangle. We will take this whole triangle and then we will find out BD. Yes, how are we going to find out BD? So again, this angle is 30 degree, so I will write tan 30 degree is equal to AD, which is the perpendicular, by BD, which is the base. Yes, so AD is x, I know, so I write x over here. Tan 30 degree is 1 by root 3, so I write down 1 by root 3 over here. And BD I don't know. Yes, BD, this whole thing I don't know, so I write down BD only over there. After cross multiplying, I get BD is equal to x root 3. Yes, and now I will write the equation which I taught you, that BD minus DC is equal to 60. Yes or no? BD is x root 3, so I write down x root 3 minus DC. DC is x by root 3, so I write down x by root 3 is equal to 60. Yes, so after solving this, you will get that x is equal, so you will get that x is equal to 30 root 3. After solving that whole equation, I have solved it even for you. Yes, so x is equal to 30 root 3. So then root 3, I know the value of root 3 is 1.732. If you don't know, memorize this value. The value of root 3 is 1.732. Yes, so I will write x is equal to 30 into 1.732. I get x is equal to 51.96. But the sum asks me to get it to the nearest point. Sorry, to get it to the nearest meter. So 51.96, I write it as 52. Okay. So now we are going to do sum number 21. Yes. So sum number 21, before you listen to the explanation, I want you to pause the video and read the sum first. Okay. And and read number 20, read number 20 first, and then read number 21. Okay, 20 we have already solved, but still I want you to read it again and then read number 21. Yes, and then listen to the explanation. Okay, so what is number 21 saying? Number 21 is saying that at a point on level ground, the angle of elevation of a vertical tower such that its tangent is 5 by 12. On walking 192 meter towards the tower, the tangent of the angle is found to be 3 by 4. Find the height of the tower. Okay, so this is nothing but in the previous sum. So this 5 by 12, the main complications in this sum is this 5 by 12 and 3 by 4, and these are not complications even. In the previous sum, you had been given that when a man is standing over here and there's a building over here, his angle is 30 degree, and when he decides to move 60 meter forward, his angle becomes 60 degree. Yes, this was your diagram. In this sum, your diagram will be a man is standing over here, he is watching a tower. Yes, such that right now the angle is not given, but the actual value is given, which is 5 by 12. Yes, instead of the angle, the actual value is given. This is the thing. And when he decides to move 192 meter forward, the angle becomes 3 by 4. Okay, so this is the difference between the previous sum and this sum. That in the previous sum you had actual angles in degrees, 30 degree, 60 degree. In this one you have 5 by 12 and 3 by 4. Okay, so that is how I have solved the sum. Yes, again the same diagram. Man standing over here watching a tower which is over here. At first the angle is 5 by 12, then he decides to move 192 meter forward, and then the angle becomes 3 by 4. Okay, so again I am going to apply the same concept, that BD, which is the whole thing, minus DC is equal to what? In this case it is 192, because this thing is 192. BD minus DC is equal to 192. Okay, so let me first look at this triangle. Let me first look at this smaller triangle. Yes, where I write that 3 by 4, I can't write the value, this thing. I write 3 by 4 is equal to x by DC. Okay, 3 by 4 is equal to perpendicular by base. Yes, 3 by 4 is equal to perpendicular by base. Perpendicular is the height of the tower, which I have taken as x, and base is DC, which I don't know. Okay, so I write it down as DC. I cross multiply and get the value as DC is equal to 4 by 3x. Yes, now let's look at the big triangle. I write 5 by 12, which is the value of this angle, is equal to x, which is the building, which is the perpendicular, by base, which is this whole thing BD. Yes, after cross multiplying I get BD is equal to 12x by 5, and now I will subtract both of them. I will write BD minus DC is equal to 192. BD is 12x by 5, so I write 12x by 5. DC is 4 by 3x, so I write 4 by 3x is equal to 192, and from here I get the value of x as 180. Okay, so now after this, I haven't solved this one because this one is very easy. You will be able to solve it on your own only. Okay, now we move on to sum number 22. Okay, so now we move on to sum number 22. Yes, this sum is also exactly similar to the ones which we have been doing from number 20. It's just that the pieces of information are a bit different. So again, I want you to read it first. Yes, and then we are going to draw the diagram or whatever. Yes, read it first and then listen to the explanation. So in the figure not drawn to scale, TF is a tower. This figure is already drawn over here, but still I'm drawing it again. So there is a tower TF. The elevation of T from A is x degree. Yes, so this is point A from where the elevation is x degree. Okay, and the value of x is also given. X is equal to 2 by 5. The degree is also given. Okay, degree is not given, x degree, yes, but the value of x is given 2 by 5. And then the elevation of T, after that, where tan x is equal to 2 by 5 and AF is equal to 200 meter. AF means what? This is the tower TF and this entire distance is 200. Yes, this entire distance is 200. I'm writing it over here because otherwise the diagram will become clumsy. Okay, entire distance is 200. Okay, so this is a piece of information which was never given in the sums before. Yes, this entire distance 200 was not given. Then what is the sum asking us to find out? And the next, it is written that the elevation of T from B, where AB is equal to 80. Now he reaches to a point B. Yes, so this is point B. Yes, and the elevation of T from B, where AB is equal to 80 meter. AB is equal to 80. This distance is 80. Yes, and the elevation is y degree, and the value of y degree is not given. They have asked you to find out the height of the tower, which we will take as x, and this angle over here, y degree, because x degree they have given that it is 2 by 5, but y degree they haven't given. Yes, so we have to find out that y degree first and the height of the tower as well. Yes, so this is what we need to do. Let's get to the solution. We are doing number 22. Yes, 22. The same diagram is drawn. Firstly, the man is standing at A. His angle of elevation is x degree. Yes, x degree, and the value of x degree is also given as 2 by 5. So no problem regarding this. And then he moves to point B, where the angle becomes y degree, but the value of this y is not given. What are the other pieces of info? In the previous sums you had been given that this is 30, this is 60, find out the height of the tower, but in this one it is a bit different. This value is given, but this value is not given. So what is the other extra thing which is given? In the earliest sums you were never given the value of this whole AF. Yes, but in this case you have been given the value of this whole AF with 200, which is 200. So now we need to build up a sum, build up our equation accordingly. So in this one, first we will look at the big triangle. Yes, big triangle. And it is just by chance that I've looked at the big triangle first. In the previous sums, I was looking at the small triangle first and then figuring out the big triangle. Yes, this one also you can do the same. Yes, it's just that here, this thing, like subconsciously I looked at the big triangle first. You can even look at the small triangle first. So looking at the big triangle first, I write that tan x degree is equal to perpendicular, which is TF, by base, which is AF. Okay, and tan x degree, the value is given in the sum 2 by 5. TF, the value I am supposed to find out, so TF I write it as TF only, and AF, the value is given as 200, so I write 200. From here I get that TF is 80 meter. Yes, this thing is 80. Yes, so I got the value of the height of the tower. Now let me look at the small triangle first. Small triangle, okay, so you are getting, I looked at the big triangle because it gives you the height of the tower first. So you also need to look at the big triangle first only. Yes, and don't worry, while practicing, after practicing a few sums, you will understand what to look at. Next I write that tan y degree is equal to TF by BF. TF I know is 80, I've just found out. BF I know is 120. Yes, sorry, BF. Yes, BF, how did I get to 120? I know that this whole thing is 200. Yes, and I know that this portion is 80. So what will be BF? 200 minus 80, which is 120. Yes or no? Yes. So that's how I got BF as 120. Yes. After cancelling out, you get 2 by 3. Okay. So after cancelling out, wait, you get 2 by 3. Yes. But they have asked you the value of the angle, not 2 by 3. Yes, so 2 by 3, if you divide, you will get something like 0.6667. Yes, but how are you going to understand that 0.6667 is 34 degree? Let me show you that, 1 minute. So I forgot to put the picture of that, but I'm showing you. Wait. Okay, so this is a thing given at the back of your book. The heading is natural tangents. Okay, so natural tangents means what? Till now you knew the value of the you knew the value of tan 0 degree, tan 30 degree, tan 45 degree, things like this. Yes, but this table gives you the value of everything. Tan 1 degree, I don't know whether you're being able to see or not. Tan 1 degree, which is 0.175, tan 2 degree, which is 0.0349. Yes, so now I got 0.6667 as my answer. I need to find out that value of which angle is 0.6667. So I go down, and over here I find out that 34 is 0.6745. Yes, so 6745 is the closest to 0.6667. Yes, so from here I get the value as 34 degree. I hope you have understood. Okay dude, so now we move on to sum number 23. Yes, where they are saying that from the top of a church 96 meter high, this is a church which is 96 meter high. From the top of a church, the angles of depression of two vehicles, there are two vehicles like this. Yes, first vehicle is at this point, second vehicle is at this point. Yes, the angles of depression are x and y. Yes, suppose this is y and this is x. Yes, and the values of y and x is also given. It is 1/7 and 1/4. Okay, and you are supposed to find out what? Calculate the distance between two vehicles. Means this one you are supposed to find out the distance between the two vehicles. Okay, so let me draw this diagram clearly once again. This is the top of a tower. Okay, there is a word over here, angles of depression. Yes, angles of depression. The diagram becomes a bit different. Between angles of depression, this thing, the diagram becomes a bit like this. Okay, but you are not going to do it like this right now. Yes, you are going to do it in the way in which we have been doing the previous sums. Yes, there won't be any change in the answer. Okay, it's just that I'll go there and explain you the concept of angles of depression. It is a very petty concept, not a big deal. Okay, so this is a tower 96 meter high. There are two vehicles over here. Yes, so this one, so this is 96 which is given in the sum. This one is 1/7 which is given in the sum. This one is 1/4 which is given in the sum. Okay, another thing to note is that why did I write 1/7 over here and 1/4 over here? I could have written 1/4 over here and 1/7 over here as well. But why didn't I write 1/4 over here and 1/7 over here? Yes, why didn't I write it? Because out of 1/7 and 1/4, which one is the smaller one? The smaller one is 1/7. Yes or no? The smaller one is 1/7. So whenever you get a diagram like this, yes, the smaller angle is always at the back and the bigger angle is always at the front. Understood? That's why I wrote 1/7 over here and 1/4 over here. Understood? So let's solve the sum. Distance, it is not going to be a big deal. This is your sum number 23, where 1/7 is at the back, 1/4 is at the front, and 96 meter is the height of the tower. Now I will write that. I will look at this small triangle first. Tan x degree is equal to AB by BC. Yes, so tan x I know is 1/4 and AB I know is 96. So I write is equal to 96 by BC. From there I get that BC is equal to 384. Okay, then I look at this big triangle. I write that tan y is equal to AB, which is the perpendicular, by BD, which is the base. Okay, so tan y is equal to AB by BD. Then this thing 1/7, tan y, the value is 1/7. I write 1/7 over there. AB means this whole, the height of the tower is 96. I write down 96 over there by BD. Yes, BD I don't know. BD means this whole thing which I don't know. Okay, so after cross multiplying I get BD as 672, means this whole thing is 672, and from here I get that only this thing is 384. So now I will subtract this whole thing and this one to get the value of this one. Yes or no? So I do that. I subtract and I get that the distance between the two vehicles is 288 meter. Okay, so that's it for today.